1, 2. Hello, one and all, and welcome to our midweek show, The Kickout, the final word in pro wrestling. I am your host, the Wizard CZ. Joining me, as always, my tag team partner, one half of the For Frequency's Sake tag team champions of the world. He is never wrong, Nick Bull. Never wrong. How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling great, CZ. Say it loud, say it proud. We're back here on The Kickout, episode 16 of The Kickout. Hey, something that was new in 2024 that we didn't have at the beginning of 2024 was The Kickout. So, yeah. Something to be something that wasn't even on the landscape in the beginning of 2024, kind of just blossomed up on its own, became its own thing. So glad to be here with my buddy, my tag team partner, my co-host, my confidant, the Wizard CZ. And Wiz, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I know what I want to talk about, but I want to give a shout out to our good friend JT Energy. Something else that is new to our podcasting here in 2024 is the Moment of Focus, which has organically grown and become its own entity, which you can catch every week on Card Subject to Change. And if you miss that, catch it in our archives on YouTube, or you can just see his Moment of Focus on his YouTube page at DJ Click and Play.
If I may make this announcement now, we did not do this during the award show for the Cardies this past Sunday night, but we have gotten together and awarded JT Energy a Cardie for having the segment of the year on the show. So yes. JT Energy, if you see him, congratulate him. He is officially a Cardie Award winner, joining the likes of stars such as Cody Rhodes, Gunther, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Rhea Ripley, just to name a few. JT Energy etches his name on the same level as those guys because he is a Cardie Award winner.
Absolutely. Excuse me. Thank you so much, JT Energy. We appreciate your collaboration as always. And Nick, you asked me what I want to talk about.
Yes. What do you want to talk about?
We are on the cusp of greatness returning to the world of pro wrestling, in my opinion. This past Saturday, as we record that, WWE brought back the very nostalgia-driven WWE Saturday Night's main event. What a spectacle this was. What a brilliantly awesome spectacle.
What a spectacle it was, because for guys like me and you, this was a spectacle. It was a big deal for me as a youngster. Outside of wrestling, after church on Sundays from 11 to noon on the old WQAD here, if you're in the Quad City area, the Superstars of Wrestling. That was outside of that and Saturday night's main event were my exposure to pro wrestling in a day when cable wasn't around.
Yeah.
You didn't have these monthly pay-per-views. The WWE was traveling around, so you've seen them maybe once every 2 years come to your town, but it was a spectacle. It was awesome because you got to stay up late on a Saturday night.
Yep.
It came on at 10:30 local time for me and was on until midnight. It was a 90-minute show back in the day, but it was mind-blowing. It was so big. The promos leading up to it, the production, the graphics, everything was a big deal, even the undercard. The star power. It was just so surreal to see it finally done right. NBC tried doing something with it in the early 2000s, and it was a joke. Thankfully, WWE has gotten their fingers more involved and care more about the product than they did in the mid-2000s, and the production was on point. I mean, my biggest thing going into it was I was so excited to finally have Jesse Ventura back on the microphone, a voice from a youth. He's great. And to have that back and for another audience to hear that guy, the newer audience may not even know who that guy is, but to have him exposed to another audience, 39 years after, he did the first Saturday night's main event or whatever. Just magical. and it was a trip down memory lane, and we got good wrestling on top of it. I know that you enjoyed the show. I think they could have came out and had C matches, and we would have been happy with it because it was a nostalgia-driven thing.
Yes.
But WWE gave us a nostalgia-driven show, sprinkled it in with today's talent, and it just became something magical, in my opinion. I thought it was fun. It was excellent. And it was in prime time, 7 to 9 on NBC. Also on Peacock, but I watched it on NBC for the old school feel of the commercials in between my wrestling.
Well, I watched it on Peacock, and there were commercials there as well. So
Yep.
But no, I agree. This was hugely nostalgic. A lot of legends in attendance from the old days of the Saturday Night's Main Event. You saw Coco Beware. You saw Jimmy Hart. To shout out to Jesse Ventura. I hope I don't get canceled for this, but you saw Chico Santana as
Greg the Hammer Valentine was there.
Yes. I say Chico, that's what Jesse legends. Always called him.
Celebrate these legends, and it's great. I mean, yeah, friend of the show, Coco Beware, right there in the front row, man. I mean, hey, he becomes the first wrestler to ever be on Saturday Night's Main Event and the Card Subject to Change podcast.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I was kind of hoping they would let him sing a little bit of Pile Driver, but he was just there to wave and nod. So I was okay. The focus was on the new crew of talent that is in the WWE. So I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
We have that as our memory. He sang Pile Driver for us, and it was fantastic.
Yeah. Sometimes look. Oh yeah. Yeah. That was a purely unique moment from the history from the ghost of shows past.
Check it out in our archives. CSTC podcast on YouTube. Back the Sandra Lee Memorial Car Show edition of Card Subject to Change. Very fantastic show.
Yep.
You can catch all our archives there, and be sure to hit a like, subscribe, and share for us. Sorry, cheap plug over. That's like,
all right. We got to do that, man. We got to do that. I think people understand.
That's like me saying the town name, like Mick Foley saying the town name everywhere he goes.
Actually, I got to correct this. Coco Beware is the first wrestler to be on both Saturday Night's Main Event and Card Subject to Change podcast. But if we go back to really looking at the old school stuff, Papa Shango was on the old Saturday Night's Main Events.
Oh, that's right.
Actually fought in the main event of the last one in 92 against Bret Hart for the WWF Championship. So if we're being technical, Coco Beware was on the old Saturday Night Live. He's been on the new one in our show. He's the only one there, but Papa Shango has obviously wrestled on a Saturday Night's Main Event.
Nick, I really hope that you didn't bring down a curse on us from Papa Shango by
dude, you were there when I told that man. I was legit scared of your crap when I was a kid. Like that was one of the cooler angles, I thought. But before we get
I thought what he did to the Undertaker. I don't need that done to me. Or not the Undertaker, Ultimate Warrior.
Oh yeah,
the Undertaker.
Dude, that was scary as a kid. Don't tell me it wasn't. That was scary. And yes, I was probably 10, 11, or 12, but I don't care. It was still scary to see that.
Yeah.
That shit was real.
It was. And I'm sorry, I made a Don Moxley mistake there by calling the Undertaker instead of the Ultimate Warrior, but that's me. I'm not the most intelligent person. I'm good looking. I've got a great beard.
You always have a Don Moxley moment, you know.
That's kind
of that's like one of your attributes.
And they're always magical, just like I am, right?
You need to get a shirt that says, "I'm here for Don Moxley."
Yeah. I'm going to make that happen. I'm going to make it happen.
So what'd you think about the show itself, Saturday Night's Main Event? You knew we were going to get the nostalgia part of it, but I think when you sit down and watch the thing, and I'm looking forward to going back and watching it again, you've got a quality wrestling program from top to bottom.
Absolutely.
They were all good matches.
Yes. And I don't know if you caught this, but it is continued on in this Saturday night's main event. There has never been a title change on a Saturday night's main event. Now, I'm not counting Chelsea Green because that was a title coronation.
There's been 2.
Have there?
But it's not the main title.
That's what I'm talking about, the main title.
Yeah, there's been 2 title changes on a Saturday night's main event. I believe one was an Intercontinental change. When British Bulldog won it in 92, he then dropped it to Shawn Michaels. And then the Brain Busters won the tag belts on a Saturday night's main event.
But the main title has never changed.
Correct. When you said there's been no title changes, I wanted to be like, there have been.
No, you're right, and because you're never wrong. Because you're never wrong.
Thank you.
No, I thought the wrestling was great, the matches, the storytelling, everything was fantastic. What about Chelsea Green?
What about her, man? That is good for her. You want to know somebody like she took what little TV time she got and made the most of it.
She did.
Like, she's hilarious. You want to watch her. You want to see what she's going to do. I thought this match could have went either way. I'm glad Chelsea won, don't get me wrong. But Chelsea losing would have made her even better, in my opinion.
Okay, I can
see
that.
Just more commiserating and in that, you know, she could add to her new age Karen thing that she does. But her winning it is a testament to her hard work. Not to say that Meechin didn't deserve it. I'm not saying that. But Chelsea Green has really built something for herself. And, you know, she's not just Matt Cardona's good-looking wife that wrestles. She's Chelsea Green. She's Chelsea Green. She's the first ever U.S. women's champion. She's going to be great if you follow her on social media. She's already great. I seen the day after she won the belt. She's on Instagram posing with it as the longest reigning United States women's champion of all time. And I'm like, dude, that's the stuff I'm here for. I get that, and I think that's funny. And this is going to be good. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to see what she does.
And you mentioned Matt Cardona. They are the first husband and wife team to hold a United States championship in WWE.
That's very true.
Back in his old Zack Ryder days.
11 years apart. How crazy is that?
Oh, man. But I know it's not your favorite belt. But I got to talk about the Winged Eagle coming out on Cody's waist. What a unique feel that was. Such a great throwback. And they had teased it with the opening of the case a couple days prior. But so we all knew, but we didn't know. You know, it was one of those where, okay, they're going to have the Winged Eagle, but it wasn't. Nobody knew. It could have been his Stardust costume for all we knew.
It could have been. Yep.
But what were your thoughts on the Winged Eagle coming back for one night?
You know, I thought it was really cool. And I'm going to be honest with you. If they want to make it a full-time thing, it's not really going to ruffle my feathers. It's got the nostalgia thing. It's got the nostalgia thing to it. You know what? And hey, they're bringing that back full-time. I think I need to go out and get myself a Winged Eagle now. So the merch thing is going to go up. I get it. I'm totally fine with it. It's not my favorite championship belt of all time, don't get me wrong, but I understand the significance of it and what it means to people. I mean, that's the first time we've seen it in a match or an angle since Stone Cold won it for the first time.
Yes.
He was the last person. He was the last person to hold the Winged Eagle belt. I really thought Kevin Owens was going to pull the old Mr. Perfect and take the hammer to it and destroy it. Maybe he still does that at some point.
Maybe.
But post-show last night, there was an angle where Kevin Owens attacked Cody, gave him a package pile driver. Cody was stretchered out. KO took the Winged Eagle, was confronted by Triple H. So something's happening there. We got good matches, CZ. We got star power, and we got furthering of storylines. If this is what Saturday Night Main Event is going to continue to do, it has my full blessing. I think there's one next month already.
Yes.
So that's excellent. That's going to be the perfect bridge between that Raw on Netflix which is in that first week of January, and the Royal Rumble, which is in February 1st. So it's perfect to have it at that time. As friends, we're going to be clamoring for it. We'll undoubtedly talk about it either on Card Subject to Change or here the Kick Out. But overall, I think I can speak for my partner here, the Wizard CZ, that we both loved the return of Saturday Night's Main Event and the matches that we got. I haven't had a chance to gush about it, and I'm not going to very much, but the Gunther, Damian Priest, Finn Balor triple threat match was what triple threat matches should be. It was excellent. It was fun. I thought Finn was going to win the belt. I really did. And when Gunther won, I may have marked out a little bit of definitive, punch in the air, but I don't care. I love wrestling. I love Gunther, and I love that Saturday Night Main Event is back.
You marked out for Gunther winning? I never would have seen that coming.
Guilty as charged, right? Guilty as charged.
No, I brilliantly put together show top to bottom. And, you mentioned the merch aspect of the Winged Eagle. I know what's in our stocking, me and Mr. Timothy Regal, our good friend. I know you're getting us the signed Cody belts for Christmas. Oh, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that.
Maybe signed by Cody Deaner.
Oh, man.
While he recovers, I'm just going to go ahead and give you my sales pitch here. Hey, follow, subscribe. We're over on YouTube for the Card Subject to Change. Would really like to see our numbers go up there. We're approaching 900 fans, I believe, for Card Subject to Change. So the push to 1,000 continues, and we thank you so much for sticking around with us. Hey, we love that you are tuning in and like to listen to what we have to say about wrestling, and we try to make it interesting and put the fans' twist on it. We're not experts by any means. We are just fans of wrestling that absolutely love it, and we are fortunate enough to have a podcast. That's because of you, and we thank you. Like, follow, share, subscribe. On socials, reach out to us, engage in discussion, ask a question on the show page. We'll get it answered on here or the Card Subject to Change, all right? Coming up this week on the Card Subject to Change, it is our ugly sweater Christmas party. It is the December I don't want to remember. We are reviewing a horrible show. I thought it was really bad last year when we did ECW 2006, I believe, December to December. We got the 1995 King of the Ring coming up. We will review it. It'll be fun. Surprises are in store. Wink, wink, trust me. Okay? I am going to end this right now. We want to thank you so much for the support. For my tag team partner, the one, the only, the Wizard CZ, I am Never Wrong Nick Bull. This has been the Kick Out, the final word in professional wrestling.
This has been a For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network production. For more great content, subscribe to For Frequency's Sake on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.